Hi everyone, this is Trisha and welcome back to my channels. And yes, that's me as usual. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to explain about how to move to other European country if you are from Malta or if you are working and living in Malta and you have a residence permit in Malta. Okay guys, so many of you wants to go to other European country either for travel or for work. Okay guys, so living in Malta, it will open an opportunity for you to travel to any other European country because you will have a valid residence permit. So once you get an offer in Malta and once you already move to Malta for work, for employment purposes, 100% you will get your residence permit and that is valid for 1 year. So the residence permit, it also serves as your identification because you will get the ID card. So it's just the same thing. And this ID card serves as your permission to stay in Malta. So since Malta is from the European Union and Schengen area, therefore this residence permit and ID card you can also use to travel to any other European country. So yes guys, for me, I already been to other European country like Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Austria. So yes, I've been to some of the European countries already. So thank you because I went to Malta and I was always be thankful and grateful because at least once in my life I've been in Malta and Malta has become the open door for me. So I can say like Malta became my stepping stone to enter and live into the Europe. So now the question, how can you move to other European country from Malta? If you're planning to go in other European country for visit, let's say for example, holiday or to have a little vacation, then it's very easy because you can just book a ticket online and then yeah, you are ready to go. So once you are in the airport, you will have to show your passport and of course your residence permit so you can travel to any other European country. So why you need to show your passport? Because that is served as your identification and proof of your nationality. And also they want to get your ID card because that is a proof of your legal residency in the European Union. So you will gonna travel or it allows you to travel to any other EU country visa free. So of course without that ID card, then you must have to have a valid visa to travel into the European country. So that is the first step. First, you need to book your ticket. But of course, before that, you need to check for holidays. So example, hotels, accommodation, apartment, for you to stay in that EU country. For example, you choose to go in the Netherlands. So you have to book your hotel, your accommodation, and once you set, then book your ticket. Okay, so the next step, booking of a ticket, then you must find a ticket that is cheap and is like your own option and your own choice where you want to book your own ticket. And then guys, you need to go to the airport for your flight. You need to show to the immigration officer your ID card and your passport because that's really, really important. So guys, now when you are waiting into the boarding area or into the gate, they only ask you either your ID card or your passport, but normally they are going to look at your passport. And in some cases, they also going to ask about your ID card when they see that your passport is not from the EU, or at least if you hold a passport that requires a visa to travel into the European Union. So when they ask your ID card and you show something like you have a legal residency, so meaning to say you are allowed to board on the plane and you can go to your destination freely. Okay guys, so upon arrival into your country of destination, now you have to consider two things. If you fly into the EU airlines or you fly with non-EU airlines, meaning to say EU airlines is like Air Malta, KLM, or any local airlines of the European country that is the EU airlines, meaning to say when you arrive into your country of destination, you don't need to enter into the immigration. So you will never pass the immigration. So upon arrival, you immediately land into the gate where there is no control, there is no checking, and of course, if you don't pass the immigration, you don't have a stamp on your passport because that is a border-free and control-free among the European nationals and within the European country. Because of course, EU country, they can travel freely. So once you have your European ID card, then you can also arrive into that border-free gate. So, example, that airline, for example, Air Malta, will going to fly into the Netherlands, and usually it arrives on gate B. And gate B usually is for all EU airlines. So you can just immediately go and exit. So it's really hassle-free. Now guys, the next question is traveling with non-EU airlines. So for example, you travel with Turkish Airlines or any kinds of airlines that belongs to non-European country. So meaning to say, when you arrive into your country's destination, let's say for example into the Netherlands, you are going to arrive into the gate where there is a control. There is a checking of your visas, there is a checking of your passport, and of course, you have to pass to the immigration. Now, passing to the immigration in that gate requires the checking of your valid visa or valid residence permit and your passport. Because based on my experience, guys, when I'm traveling to the Netherlands before, way back 3 years ago, so I experienced like I took the non-EU airlines, which is the Turkish Air. And then, of course, when I arrived into the Netherlands, I passed into the immigration. So we arrived into the gate where there is like a control and checking because, of course, it's from Turkey. So the airline is Turkish Air. So 100% it will arrive into immigration. So upon I enter into the immigration, they asked my passport and my ID card. Plus, they asked me if what I'm going to do into the Netherlands. And I just said that I'm on holiday. And for how long shall I have my holiday? So I just told them like maybe for a week like that. And they will ask me if you have hotel. And yeah, just show your reservation of your hotel. That's also my experience, guys. And also, some of the immigration officer, they don't need to ask about your hotel. Just they ask you where you stay and how long. And they will ask your residence permit. So I showed my residence permit and it's from Malta. I also have one experience traveling before to European country. Just like, okay, I show my ID card, my residence permit, and that they need to hold me and I need to go into the immigration officer room. So there I waited for 1 hour because they are checking my residence permit or my ID card if it is valid or if it is not fake, if it is original. So it took me like 1 hour and I waited there for 1 hour, and then after that the immigration officer came and he said like, okay, no problem. They check already everything and then I can come in. So yes guys, I've been traveling a lot before and I experienced many things about immigration. So the only good thing when you're traveling to non-EU airlines is like you're gonna have your stamp in your passport, and yes, that stamp will serve as a souvenir, of course, if you want to have your stamp in your passport when you're traveling as a memorabilia, something like that. But the only hassle of traveling non-EU is you will have to pass the immigration officer and you will need to answer many questions like interview. But if you take the EU airlines, then no border, no checking, no passing of immigration, and it's like really hassle free. And then once you arrive into the gate, you immediately go out into the arrival area. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you about my exit and entry stamp into the Netherlands when I use non-EU airlines. So this is my passport and this is like the stamp I get from Amsterdam airport. So this one, my first travel, and also I have here another kind of stamp when I travel again because I used to get a non-EU airlines because I want to get a stamp on my passport, you know, because it served also as a proof of travel that I went into that country. So maybe in the future I will going to need this kind of stuff in my passport, so it's also important. But if you don't need it, guys, you can just travel with non-EU airlines or EU airlines because it's easier with EU airlines. So this is also my arrival when I went into Malta. Plus this is my visa in Malta when I came to Malta from Dubai. So as you can see here, I get it from Dubai, this visa. Okay, so that is my visa and my entry when I come into the Malta. And yes, guys, this is also my this is my stamp when I went into the Philippines. This one recently last year. So I have also here my so this is like my visa. Okay, I will show you this like my visa here into the Netherlands because I able to pick up my visa when I went into the Philippines. So yes, that's my experience traveling to non-European airlines. So not only in Europe, you can always have your stamp, but since we are making a video about the European country, so yes guys, those are the stamps that you will get if you are going to travel with non-EU airlines. So if you travel with EU airlines, no stamp, no border control, no checking, no immigration. Okay guys, so that is the steps on how you move to European country for holiday. So what if you want also to move to other European country for work? The same thing guys, the same as when you are holiday. The only thing is you need to find a job. So for example, you are on holiday, just try your best to find online. And for example, you want to visit, example, Netherlands, and you are planning to visit the Netherlands, and start now to search applying online. And when you are in the Netherlands, then go to these employers and companies that you search during your holiday, so you will gonna talk to them. And after that, when you agree and they want to hire you, then the employer will going to process your papers and visa and work permit. Because when you're already living in Malta and the employer know that you can travel freely, that you have a valid visa to travel, then they will going to consider your application, and after that they will call you to travel in the Netherlands or in any European country once your work permit is approved. So that's my technique of finding a job online and to other country. So before, when I'm traveling to any other European country, I'm also trying my best to search job online during my holiday. So since I'm there already, then I have a chance to meet the employer. So if I get it, then it's your chance to come for work. But if you don't get it, then better luck again next time, guys. So that's the technique and that's the style of searching job to other European country and moving to other European country from Malta. So that's the easiest way. Since you are already residing in Malta, you have a residence permit, go for holiday as much as you want. And during your holiday, you can also take a job, or I mean, you can also look a job or a company or an employer to be able to apply for a work permit. Because guys, in every European country, there is a rules and law when it comes to working in that country. So you also need a separate work permit because you cannot use your work permit from Malta to work to other European country. You can only use your residence permit to travel freely but not to take an employment unless that European country will allow or agree that you can take a temporary employment during the process of your papers, and you can stay and you can take your employment having a residence permit in Malta. Because there are some European country that, example, your ID card is still valid and you want to find a job in other European country, they will just give you an authorization to work, meaning to say you can work freely while waiting for your work permit or while they are processing your papers. So yeah, as simple as that, guys. So that's how you move to other European country. So just try your best and do your best to get a job into other EU country if you want to move to other EU country. But because of course, not every EU country is good. Like Malta, of course, it's nice to start in Malta, like your stepping stone. And also, there are some EU countries which are better, which are nicer, bigger. There are even better condition, better salary, something like that. So you can compare. So if I were you, my suggestion is keep on traveling and keep traveling and keep trying. And yes, during holiday, try to find a job or apply online, and so you can attend it personally. So in that way, the employer can see that you are really interested, and they will feel motivated, and they feel like encouraged to apply for your work permit, because you are far away, but you are willing to go to reach them out, something like that. So they can see your willingness. So that's only what I can suggest you guys. So yes guys, that is my simple tips and advice when it comes to moving and traveling to any other European country from EU country. Like for example, Malta going to other European country. So just follow those steps guys, and that's what I can say because I do that personally and I'm doing that myself, and I can travel easily. Plus, I also easily get the job that I want because I'm already in the EU. And now, if you are still dreaming to go into the Europe and you find it so hard to get a job, don't lose hope. Stay wherever you are and keep on searching and searching, because one day you will get what you want. And keep on dreaming and keep on believing in yourself, because that's what I did to myself, and now I'm here. So I also tried many experience before. And yes guys, I also want to make another kind of video about a documentary of my life, so you will know me better, because of course it's nice if you are watching a vlogger that you know her personally and you know her life, even though you don't know her yet and you didn't meet her yet in real life. So that's all for today's vlog, and I hope I help you with this kind of information, and I would like to say thank you very much. Please keep on liking and sharing. So help my channel also guys by sharing my videos to all your friends in your social media accounts or wherever you want to share, because it's like a big help to my channel. And yes guys, that's all for today's vlog, and thank you so much for watching, Trisha, and until again next time. So see you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.